Good evening and welcome to the Edwardsville High School Spring Concert. You are in for an outstanding evening in music. I know that Mr. Anderson and myself are very proud of the students and all the groups and how well they've been playing and their level of dedication to preparing this concert, and I think that the kids are really excited to give this performance tonight. And you're going to hear that excitement in their performances. On your program, you can see a QR code up in the top corner. If you scan that with your phone, it'll take you to a digital program that has more complete program notes if you'd like to learn some more about the concert band pieces and the percussion ensemble pieces. You can find that information there. We do ask that you please double check to make sure your phones are on silent. This concert is being live streamed currently and it is being recorded for us to use for educational purposes for our kids to listen to after the performance. I will be giving symphonic band program notes from the stage this evening, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when it comes to symphonic band time. So if you see that there's no symphonic band program notes, that is why. But without any more from me, I'd like you to please welcome to the stage Mr. Dean Anderson and the Edwardsville High School Concert Band.
second. That piece has been a fun one to work on because of the different techniques with the paper. And really the idea of that piece is to imagine a world where we can make music out of other things than just instruments. And also make music a visual art as well. So that's why we saw the paper coming up when we were playing them and have different colors and different groups that are playing at different times. And the biggest challenge, and this is a very rated challenge, is putting that with a track. Because it's something that we never really get to do. And obviously the speakers being in front of the curtain, in front of most of the musicians, they're hearing it on a delay, so they have to really trust what they see versus what they hear. So that's been a fun challenge to work through, and it's a fun piece. So this last piece that we're going to close out the concert with is called Foundry. And really the idea of this is it's written for found percussion in addition to traditional percussion instruments. So you're going to hear a lot of different sounds coming from the back of the stage. Sounds that you hear at every concert and sounds that you probably never heard before. So this is a fun, loud, energetic piece. So without further ado, our last piece is Foundry. Okay, so all on percussion.
Check, check. Hey guys, we're going to do a quick set change before the percussion ensemble concert, but just to let you know, for if you've got friends or relatives that are at home trying to watch a live stream, we had some technical difficulties with that, but it is up and running now. The unfortunate thing is that the link that I originally sent out is not the link that you need to follow. So if you have somebody watching at home that is wondering what's going on, you can send them a text right now to just search on YouTube for Edwardsville Performing Arts, and that'll pop it right up. You'll be able to see it from there. Josh Case worked some magic back in the back to get us back up and going, but it was, the live stream missed out the first part of the concert band concert, but rest assured, after this concert, he will upload the entire video onto that, onto the YouTube platform, so if people at home missed part of what wasn't being live streamed, they will be able to see it. Unfortunately, it won't be live, but it is working now. So if you know somebody who's wanting to watch it, I've already got it out on our Edwardsville Band's Facebook page. Just tell them to search for Edwardsville Performing Arts, and they should be able to find it. So thanks for your patience with all that, but it is up and going now, so thank you. short break while we reset the stage for the symphonic band, and we'll come out and continue the rest of the concert. Real quick before we turn it back over to the symphonic band, we do have a request from the band boosters that senior parents, if we could after the concert, meet on the other side of the commons for a group picture right after the concert. Miss Lynette Watson is in charge of that, so find her. Good evening. Tonight I thought I'd do things a little bit differently. It's usually that I put all the extra information, program notes into the program, but tonight I'll be giving that information from the stage. This is going to serve two purposes. The first is to allow you to get a little bit more insight into why I selected the pieces that I selected, but it's also to give the students a bit more time to rest, because this is a very demanding program and they need the time between to kind of prepare for the next piece that's coming up. When I was putting this program together, it was really interesting because it ended up being, especially these first three pieces that were very important to me as I was in high school. And I didn't plan it that way, but it just ended up coming together that way. So this piece, Scottish Dances, is one I played over at a summer camp in high school, where at the University of Oklahoma, where I ended up actually going for a master's degree from the conductor that was my mentor there. So tonight, our first piece is Four Scottish Dances by Sir Malcolm Arnold. Malcolm Arnold is an English composer who is mostly known for his lighter music and film and television music. He won an Oscar and a Grammy for his score for The Bridge on the River Kwai, but he did have a more serious side where he did compose 9 symphonies, but he is most known for these sets of dances. He wrote 2 English dances, Welsh dances, Irish dances, Cornish dances, and these Scottish dances. The first dance is set in a style of a strathspey, which is a Scottish dance with 4/4 meter that has lots of dotted notes and has that traditional Scotch snap rhythm, which you'll hear where it's a short, long pattern. And the name is derived from the valley in which these dances were very popular. The second movement is a very, very quick reel, and you'll hear this numerous times, and each time that you hear this melody, it goes up by half a step, modulates up, until it gets to the bassoon, who plays it at a drastically reduced speed through a bassoon solo, and then it's finished off back at the quick tempo. The third movement is in the style of a Hebridean song, which is meant to give the impression of like a seaside and mountains that you see up in the Hebrides region of Scotland. And the last one is a lively fling. And so you're going to hear lots of muted trumpets and muted trombones that are going to mimic bagpipe sounds during this. It is traditional to hold the applause until the end of the very last dance. So please enjoy Malcolm Arnold's 4 Scottish Dances.
Marches are an incredibly important part of the history of wind bands. The history of the wind bands traces a great deal of its roots back to military bands and military music. While the tradition of soldiers playing music while marching into battle ended soon after the American Civil War, military bands continued to perform marches during ceremonies and other events, which spawned a new tradition of playing marches as a source of entertainment and in the concert hall. When I was looking for music to program, I wanted to do a march, specifically a march by John Philip Sousa, America's preeminent march composer. And going back into my memory, I remember enjoying playing the Gladiator, the very first Sousa march I ever played, my freshman year of high school. Very few Sousa performances were actually marching band performances. So the idea of Sousa's band marching down the road while playing these was not entirely accurate. And Sousa soon began to view the march as a sort of mini drama or operetta. The Gladiator was composed during his time as the conductor of the Marine Band, and it was a march that he continued to play throughout the rest of his career, even into the last decade of his life. So this was one of his favorite marches that he did. So I hope you enjoy the Gladiator.
Before I talk about the next piece, I'd like to give out some thank yous here. First of all, is Mr. Anderson. Not only is he a great teacher, as you heard in the concert band and percussion ensemble, he's a fabulous colleague and friend. What you see up here here this evening and in Marching Band and other bands' performances is truly a collaborative effort, and it wouldn't be the same without what he brings to the table. So let's give one more big round of applause to Mr. Anderson. Next, I'd like to thank Dr. Shelton and District 7 School Board for their continued support of our program. I'd also like to thank Principal Dr. Steve Stewart and the rest of the assistant principals here at the high school, especially Mary Miller, who oversees the Fine Arts Department. So if I don't have a script, I'll forget what to say, so I just have to have what I'm going to say. Thank you to the junior high and elementary band directors, Steph Beatty, Rob Campbell, Brandon Oakness, and Lydia Oseguera. What you see up here at the high school level is a testament to these outstanding teachers and what they bring to our junior high and elementary students. They are like spectacular teachers, and like I said, this would not happen without them. So big round of applause for our I'd like to thank our fellow performing arts teachers here at the high school. It's truly an outstanding department to work in. Everybody is so supportive of each other's programs, and it's the high tide lifts all boats philosophy that we have, so the more excellent that all of our programs are, just lifts everything about it. And those people are Victoria Boumard, Emily Otwine, Ashley Melton, and Jonah Scheckler. I'd also like to thank our EHS band booster officers for their dedication to supporting our program, running fundraisers, riding buses, providing meals, building props, and a myriad of other things I don't have time to list here. And all of this is led by our wonderful booster president, Ms. Joy McRae. Of course, thank you to the parents and grandparents and guardians and everybody who's here to support your children in this great activity. Driving them to practices, paying for lessons and equipment. I could go on and on. I want you to think right now, especially if you've got a senior, about like the journey your children have taken from the very first sounds that you ever heard them onto their instrument to what you heard them do tonight. And it's amazing when you don't maybe notice it day to day, but when you see like year to year just what these kids are able to accomplish from when they first started to now. And it's all because of your support. So thank you, parents, for everything that you've done to help these children succeed in band and in everything. And finally, I'd like to thank the students who make this truly one of the best jobs ever. I love teaching here in Edwardsville, and I love these students, and I look forward to working with them every day. Okay, our next piece this evening is Vesuvius by Frank Ticheli. Here's what Mr. Ticheli has to say about his composition. Mount Vesuvius, the volcano that destroyed Pompeii in AD 79, is an icon of power and energy in this work. Originally, I had in mind a wild and passionate dance such as might have been performed at an ancient Roman bacchanalia. During the compositional process, I began to envision something more explosive and fiery. With its driving rhythms, exotic modes, and quotations from the Dies Irae from the medieval Requiem Mass, it became evident that the bacchanalia I was writing could represent a dance from the final days of the doomed city of Pompeii. So this is an extraordinarily energetic work, like going back to this high school thing is like one of my favorite pieces I ever played in high school, and I think it's like listed up in the Pantheon already of a lot of what these guys have done. I will warn you, the first note is like comes out of nowhere, and I've been at live performances, and it sometimes makes kids cry, and especially like small children. So you might want to like cover ears for the very first note, and then we should be good after that. Just fair warning. This is Vesuvius by Frank Ticheli. All right, we'll see if I can get through this without getting too misty-eyed on everything here. Okay, so end of the year concerts are always an interesting combination of events. You get the celebratory aspect of here's what we learned all year and how much we've improved. And then you've got the bittersweet aspect of it being our seniors' final band performance in high school. So when it comes to selecting the final piece for an end of the year concert, I don't think I've ever heard it any better than Steph Beatty, who's our one of our junior high directors, said that concerts can either end with a high five or a hug. And so I think this is our hug piece. The only thing I put in the program notes for the symphonic band is the lyrics for this, because this originally comes from an operetta. Make Our Garden Grow is the finale from Leonard Bernstein's operetta Candide. And at this point in the operetta, Candide has rejected his teacher's philosophy and decided that the best way forward is just to try to figure it out and tend to his own matters. So with this piece, and it's funny that Mr. Campbell at the middle school and I had this kind of similar brain meld moment where this was how we were going to end our last concert in 2020. Before everything got shut down, I had this great concert planned, and we we're going to do this piece then, and so it's kind of brought us full circle. And without even knowing it, Mr. Campbell at the middle school has done that as well, where he's playing some pieces of his canceled concert from that year, and hopefully kind of can build some closure, not necessarily for the kids, but for ourselves. But the refrain from this, I think, is poignant, and this is how we want to send our seniors out of high school with these lyrics. We'll do the best we know, we'll build our house and chop our wood and make our garden grow. thank you very much for coming. Thank you for your support all year. I hope you enjoy the concert. Sorry, we have to clean the stage. So, we'll get your kids out to you quickly as we can. Thank you very much, everybody.